Hello, welcome to Closing Chapters, Everyday Real Estate Tales. I'm your host, Brittany Fry. I'm a realtor, I'm a military wife, and I'm a mom. Join me and come transaction by transaction throughout my real estate career starting back in 2016 to hear about the highs, the lows, and the unexpected turns along the way through all of my customers. It's going to be a crazy ride, you guys. I am so excited to share the past, the current, and then what's coming in the future. Hang tight for the ride. Join me about being a realtor, a military spouse, and a mom. Can't wait to see you there. All right, time for a little real talk. Coming from a military family, military spouse, a wife, a mom, going through a military move. Right now, we have 1 day left until we are out of our house here in Clarksville, Tennessee, and start our journey to head to Missouri for a little while and then head over to North Carolina. And I had a couple thoughts that I wanted to share. And this is such a good reminder. And I said, okay, Brittany, you need to sit down and say it and get your thoughts out before you forget about it. I'm so bad about thinking about something and then going about my day and going, oh my gosh, what was it that was so important that I wanted to share? So a few thoughts from a military family perspective. I had surgery on my jaw January 3rd, which you guys knew that already. I had bone grafts put in on both sides. Thankfully, all the swelling is pretty much down. Still pretty tender. I was supposed to have a follow-up yesterday. And that was like my 2-week follow-up. The doctor that did my procedure commutes into Clarksville to this dentist's office certain times of the month. And since he could not see me yesterday, the next available appointment was the 24th of January. Well, tomorrow is the 19th and we're leaving. So what do? So I'm trying to explain to them like, hey, I need to leave, and I need to have this follow-up. And furthermore, I had a stitch here that was poking into the inside of my mouth and made an ulcer. So that has been a lot of fun for the past week. I have a stitch just poking me and creating this huge sore in my mouth, and I was ready to get that sucker out. So they were able to get me in with another doctor today, Thursday, and get the stitches out on this one side. You can see where she had to take some of them out from a different area. Like there was some on the side, on the outside of my teeth, on the inside of my teeth, and then in the gap in between. And when she took the ones out with the gap in between, you can see my gum is not fully adhered back together yet. So those probably should have stayed in longer, but they were kind of all connected. And to get to the one that was causing the problem, she had to take them out. And that was not super pleasant. But this just goes to show, so often doctors' offices just think you can just rearrange your life and come in whenever. And also from a realtor perspective, doctors can reschedule day in and day out, okay? Weather was tough. He couldn't get in. No big deal. He wouldn't come back till the 24th. Tough luck. There was no other option given to me. So as a realtor, we need to remember that if we have a scheduling conflict, as hard as it may be, that sometimes it's okay for us to stick to our schedule. And goodness, am I preaching to the choir? I'm horrible about this. I will drop everything on a dime and do whatever I need to do for whoever. And sometimes I do that, honestly, with the people that are the least likely to commit to me or ready to do something. And I don't know why, I just feel like obligated to do so. And I've got to learn that it's okay to stick to my schedule. If I have something already in place, if I've already scheduled a day off, then that's okay. If something comes up with one of my children, that's okay. So I will be looking forward to rewatching this video as a reminder for that, because I'm telling you, the second I stop and get going with work again, that will be out the window. But The other complication is I still have stitches on this side, which we elected not to take them out because obviously this side is not completely done closing. This side was actually worse, like with the swelling and bruising and stuff. And she said really it could use another 2 weeks before those stitches come out. So that means I have to find a dentist in Missouri somewhere to hopefully help me take these stitches out. And sometimes they like to do these things called, I didn't do the surgery, so I won't touch your mouth or I won't look at you. So I'm really hoping that I can find somebody kind and considerate that will understand our situation and help me get these stitches out of my mouth in 2 weeks. So that was problem number 1. Problem number 2 today is that I went to cancel a subscription that I use every month, and you have to put in orders monthly and you're on a discounted price point because of that. So I said, hey, I need to cancel this order I've already got in. It's not going to get here in time and I'm not going to be here to receive it. I'm going to be in limbo for 2 months and then I'll be settling somewhere else. Can I just leave my cart empty for the next 2 months and then resume again in March? And the answer back was, well, this is a loyalty program. So the point is that you need to order every month. And I explained, our situation that we're military, we're going to be in limbo for 2 months and then we're going to be situated, and that I didn't have a current forwarding address. And when you're military, a lot of times you're not living close to your family. So what good does it do for me to get stuff shipped somewhere else where if I can't get it or they've got to just turn around and ship it to me again? Anyhow, the answer was the same. And I was like, that's really, really disappointing. This is a company that is huge on the work that they do around the country. And they actually go to other countries, like with low income rates, poverty. They create schools, they make shelters, they give jobs, right? They help do a lot in so many communities. But they sell products. They are a U.S. company. They sell products in the U.S. and you can't understand a military family's situation. That was really disappointing. And I'm not trying to say, oh, woe is me. You're no different than anybody else, blah, 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 blah. I get that. However, from a military perspective, sometimes we need flexibility. What if I was coming from overseas? What the heck am I supposed to do then? Right? Not everybody has someone else they can go to and just say, hey, let me send all my stuff over to you and I'll get it from you whenever. That doesn't always work. So if you are a business that sells a product or puts people on a subscription, please, 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 please think and consider making exceptions or grace to your policies when it comes to military families. When we're in this situation and we're moving and we're in limbo, it's stressful enough, and to be told, no, we won't help you, is truly disheartening because I want to use this company. I use it daily, and it just makes me feel like, okay, I've spent thousands and thousands of dollars with this company, and I know I'm a little fish in a big pond, but still, I've been a loyal customer for them for so long. And nobody can be considerate or kind or helpful? It was really disheartening. So, concern number 3 that we're going through right now is that we are renting out our house here in Tennessee. And we had a little snafu with paint. We took the original paint can and got another paint can off of that, and it didn't match. So my husband actually took a chip out of the wall, went to go get that matched, even darker. Like, what the heck? So the patching or like the painting that he had done, it's way too dark and it doesn't match. So we've got to make decisions on how we're going to fix that. And I have a fantastic agent in my office that does paint work on the side, her and her husband, and she is going to save my tail this weekend. And I'm so thankful for that. However, she is coming over here tomorrow, Friday morning at 8:30 in the morning for me to show her and tell her what needs to be painted. And I asked my property manager on yesterday morning, Wednesday, if she had the ability to come over here yesterday or today just to give me some guidance on what's acceptable, what's not. I know what I would do, but I'm not the property manager, so I don't want to think that I've got a handle on things and then her come back and say, no, you need to do X, Y, and Z too. And sometimes you just need a little bit of reassurance and somebody else to say, yes, this is okay. No, this is not. So for an instance, like, okay, this is the only spot on this whole entire wall that was patched. Am I going to paint this whole entire wall for this? Or what about above my fireplace where the TV gets mounted? There's 2 little holes there. So like, I don't want to be unreasonable. I want the house to be right. But if I go by every tiny little spot, then we're going to have to like repaint the whole entire house. And the house is not in bad shape paint-wise at all, by any stretch of the means. So just need that guidance. I was told if I can't get there yesterday, I'll come tomorrow. Texted tomorrow. Today, yesterday's come and gone. So this morning, I reached back out and say, hey, just want to give you a heads up. My schedule has changed today. I had to reschedule this surgery follow-up. I'll be home from 12 to 4. Because guess what, folks? I'm still working. I'm still a realtor. So I showed houses last night. I'm showing houses again tonight. So I still have limited windows of time. Nothing. Crickets. No response back. It's now 1 o'clock. I sent that at 8:30 this morning just so that she was well aware, because I had originally told her that I could be home by 9:30, 9:45-ish, because I thought my kids would go to school today and they did not because of the weather again. So to further complicate things, we have been trying to pack and prep our house with kids under tow because they've been out of school when they should be in school. This is the second time this has happened over winter stretch since December. And that makes things a little bit hard. They're a blessing. But when you know that you're supposed to have 4.5 hours of undivided time that you can just put your head down and really go at it, and that gets taken away from you, it's hard. It just complicates things a little bit. That's all. So anyhow, I am stuck now. I need to still do some things like drop off some signs and name writers at my office and go pick up a box from my office. 2 different locations, by the way, there for that. And I don't know what to do. My daughter is napping right now. My son hasn't yet to go down for his nap, so he'll go down in a little bit. But what do I do? I need to go run those errands. After nap time, do I just go and assume that she's not coming at this point? If she comes later and I'm gone and out showing, that sucks, because I honestly need to be in control of this situation. And I love my husband and he is quite capable. There's absolutely nothing wrong with his ability to talk to her and get a plan of action. It's just that I have control issues, to be honest. I really like to have a handle on things and just hear it for myself, make a decision, and be in control of everything. And to boot, I'm the one talking to the painter tomorrow morning, so I just want the information so that I can relay it properly and make sure everything is good. This, once again, kind of goes back into home inspections for the realtor side of things. I really like, even if I do not attend a home inspection, I really like to go at the end, especially if my buyer is not present. Honestly, if they are too, just so that I can get a recap and a thorough understanding of exactly what's going on with the home inspection, like what they have found, what the red flags are. Is this something that needs to be immediately addressed? Just so that I can have an understanding and a feel for what's going on. So sometimes when you go from the inspector to a report to a buyer's interpretation of something, it's like telephone. It gets skewed, right? So, and it's my job to help inform, educate, say, is this a red flag or is it not? So I really should have that information straight from the source, okay? So that's really important to me. Anyhow, we come back to this situation where I'm just stuck in limbo, figuring out what to do. And could I do it tomorrow? Maybe, but we have an appointment at 10. I have lunch plans tomorrow. My husband's going to have the big vehicle because he's picking up a car dolly to tow his car. And we honestly need to be packing the vehicles. So if I can't pack the vehicles because I need to wait to take signs and poles and name writers somewhere else, I'm just delaying progress. And we're going to have cleaners here tomorrow starting at 9. So me and the kids need to be like out of the way to further complicate things. So let's go on to the final concern at the moment. Number 4 is North Carolina. My husband brings to my attention like, hey, could we pull off this scenario? And the scenario is we're still waiting for our orders. Okay. It is January 18th. January 18th today. And he has a report date via email. The commander that's at our incoming base has told him he needs to be there by April 1st. So we are, February, March, less than 2.5 months away from his report date. So we're almost at the 60-day mark. We still don't have orders. And technically speaking, without orders, we shouldn't be putting in an offer on a house. But James would really like us to have a house waiting for us when we get there. And we went and looked at houses last weekend. So we have our top 2 houses still available at this very moment. And he's just told me like, hey, I think I'm really going to be bummed if we miss out on one of these houses. So 1, I'm glad he told me that. But 2, now we have to navigate the waters and see if we could put in an offer contingent upon us receiving orders. And I'll do a whole nother post on my take on that, how I would handle that, and what it looks like. So this is our fault because we obviously didn't get ahead of the ball on this. I wish we should have talked about this beforehand, but honestly, the second that he gets home, it's chaotic. We are trying our best to get everything done in a very short amount of time. So now I am having to wait for a realtor on the other side to help me navigate this territory. And I'm still in limbo. I don't have my license there yet, so I can't take the ball and just run with it. And additionally, every state has different forms and documentations and processes. Until I figure that out, I really shouldn't stick my nose where it doesn't belong. So we are truly sitting ducks as the consumer in my realm, which is really kind of an interesting feeling. But these are the moments, once again, that mold us and reminds me my why. Simply put, my why. Why I love taking care of military families, why it is important to me, why I want to be so thorough with them, why I want to educate them and empower them to make good decisions, and why I want to just help in general, because I know that I will take excellent care of them. I know that I will do the extras. I know how they feel, their struggles, what they're going through, and the stress of it. And I will do anything in my power to alleviate that just a little bit, okay? The process is always going to be stressful. There's always going to be a lot going on. But if I can make sure that you have a house to walk into when you step foot somewhere to your new base, and I can make sure that you have a couple of meals, some snacks, toilet paper, paper towels, hand soap, plates, silverware, waiting for you the second you walk in the door at 3 a.m. and you can't go to the store and you just want to lay down and go to sleep and figure it all out tomorrow, and then you wake up tomorrow and you are starving Marvin because you've been on the road all day, you are exhausted, you crashed, and now you're in a new area and you don't know where anything is even at yet. I got you covered, right? So these are the moments that define me as a realtor, me as a military wife, as a mom, and going through our own transitions. So I just want you to know that I understand the struggle, and I hope that I can continue to educate and help others understand this process to make better decisions and be a little bit more understanding and helpful to the military community. It's not all about a military discount. I think so many times people just think, oh, you just want a discount. Oh, you just want this. Oh, you just want that. And that's so not the case. I could care less about the money. I care more about the understanding of our situation, what that looks like, what I need to have assistance and help along the way. And I hope that I can pass that along to others. And I hope that I can help serve my military customers to the fullest because of these experiences. So anyhow, just my thoughts during the midst of the craziness of pre-PCS in the Fry household.